Yes, welcome back. Welcome back to the Grow Podcast. I'm waving. No one's in the studio except me, but welcome to the Grow Podcast. And I hope that you all are ready for another great week of growing. And I'm back with the series, Let's Talk Auburn. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you now, we're not going to be talking a long time about this because there's not really much to talk about. You already know that Auburn fell to Mizzou. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this. I don't know who this Auburn team is. I really think they've been hijacked. They've been cloned. And something's going on just to see how the fans will react, to see will Auburn loyalist as myself will quit or give up. But I think you already know I am going to pull for my Tigers no matter what. So if you're not an Auburn Tiger, former player, alum, whatever, keep Auburn out your mouth, okay? As far as the problems, I'm just going to go ahead and say what I've seen out of Auburn right now, I'm just going to go back to the basics. I'm an old school guy. I'm going to keep reminding you of that so no one would just try to think I'm hating on this new culture. But certain things do not change. And I firmly believe that when you see guys perform in a game, it's normally a reflection of the way that they practice. And what I'm seeing right now out of the Auburn Tigers, I just question, how are they practicing? I don't see a sense of urgency. I did not even see them come into this game with a sense of urgency and a sense of we are not doing well right now and we need to get going. So I just really need to just say, how are they practicing? Are these guys practicing at all? What's going on down there on the plains? I really just think everyone is just kind of really just chilling. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this. This is just David Rocker's own opinion. I don't think they're going to get rid of Hugh Freeze, but I really think Auburn needs to be careful because Auburn would become that place like, if you want to be a coach that gets paid, even though you may get fired, but you're going to get paid, Auburn is the place to come to. Yeah, I said it, and I'm going to stand by it. And that's enough of that. Moving on to some other more interesting topics. Someone posed to me the question in a sense of, since I've been watching Auburn this year and coming from an era that I played in when we won so much, how does this affect me? I will say it's just one of those things that you tap into that I learned during my time at Auburn, and it's perseverance. It's perseverance. And it's so funny. One of the other questions that I have was someone said, how did my time at Auburn play a role in my faith today? In case you don't know, I am a man of faith. I am a believer, and I'm not ashamed to say it, in Jesus Christ. I'm not going to say, let me just go ahead and keep it 100. You know, people can say I'm a Christian. Well, that's very broad in today's terminology. I am a disciple. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, and I do my best to follow the principles of the Bible. And someone would say, how did my time at Auburn affect my faith? I will tell you what it did. It taught me about perseverance. So when I started reading out of James, which is my favorite book of the Bible, and it talks about perseverance. It talks about your faith being tested and understanding that your faith being tested, we must count it all joy because we know that the testing of our faith builds up perseverance. And one of the things that I will say at Auburn, Coach Dye taught us about perseverance. He taught us about pressing through when times got hard. He taught us about staying the course and learning how to fight through tough times. And that's what we are doing right now, even as Auburn fans. Listen, we have to just fight through these tough times. We don't want to become chronic complainers. We don't want to become those people who are just sitting in the stands, acting as though we know everything, the ins and outs of everything. I've been a player. I have been a coach. And a lot of times hearing flack from the fans who have no clue on what you're dealing with can be it can ruffle your feathers. It can get you upset. But the big thing is, I want to say this, and this is just kind of off the topic of of football, but someone needs to hear this. Listen, I need you to persevere. I need you to press through whatever situation that you're going through right now in life. Don't quit. Don't give up. Don't wake up every day complaining. I want you to just simply wake up, be thankful that God has allowed you to wake up, be a part of another day that has never been made before, but yet He has blessed you, graced you to be a part of it. So persevere, press through. Understand that perseverance, you know what it does? It builds character. Okay. It builds your faith. One thing that I've learned when I look back over my life, all the tough situations I've been in, you know what it did? It made me a stronger person. And a lot of times, especially now in this entitlement generation, no one wants to endure any pressure. That's one of the things I don't like about the transfer portal. Things get tough, you just transfer. Man, come on, stick it out, press through, man up, toughen up, and press through. So that's the big word for today for me. It's that thing of just simply saying, press through and don't give up, even though times may get hard. Last question. I'm not even going to hold you long today on the Grow Podcast. Someone said, how was my time being recruited, and what were some of the other schools that I considered?" When it came down to me being during my time of being recruited, I was recruited by, every school I would say in the nation. It was some things that I put out early. I already knew that I was going to stay close to home, so I quickly turned down the UCLA's, the USC's, anything going to the West Coast. I knew I wasn't going there. Um, but when it came down to my final schools of choice, I considered the University of South Carolina. I took my first official visit there. I also went and visited Tennessee, and I took a trip to Notre Dame. And whoo-hoo! Notre Dame, my. I really thoroughly enjoyed my trip to Notre Dame. I really thought that I would be going there. And one of the things that stirred me away from Notre Dame was um, the trip there. And when I say the trip there, in a way of just transportation and getting there, I had to fly to Chicago and then virtually catch a little crop duster plane um, that would take you into South Bend, Indiana. And I just started thinking, do I want to do this? Or in driving home, it was going to be one of those 10-hour type drives getting back to Atlanta. So that was a lot to consider. And also, I did not want to put that strain on my parents in a sense of having a brother who was already playing in college. So it was a lot of things that came into play then, having the unique experience of saying, hey, go to college and be able to play with your brother. I mean, how many people get to do that? So when it came down to it, I knew I wanted to be close to home, and so that's what just kind of played a major role in making it easy also for my parents to come to Auburn, hour and a half down the road, and they could see both of their kids at the same time. So that was one of the things that led to me making the decision to go to Auburn. And again, I think I stated it before, one of the things that I really liked, Coach Dye and Coach Hall did an excellent job of recruiting me individually. They did not use the fact that my brother was there to influence as a way of influencing me. They totally recruited me without even mentioning his name. So I really had great respect for them. And I can also tell you it was very interesting just having a visit from different schools. Someone asked, why did I not go to Georgia? At that time, if you can remember, Georgia was going through some serious stuff with Jane Kemp. Remember that situation with Jane Kemp and some things pertaining to with Herschel Walker and things of that nature. And also one of the things I'll never forget when Vince Dooley came to our home and was sitting there. And if you knew my mom, Mary Rock, you know she was a very direct person. And all the coaches were just talking and doing their best to sell UGA. And Coach Dooley was just sitting there like, you need to be happy that I'm here. And my mom, being who she was, said, okay, coaches, I've heard from all of you all, but I want to know, what is his problem? Why isn't the head coach talking? I just want to just disappear. But that's what my mom was. And just hearing her talk that way, I already knew that Georgia was off the table. So Those are just some of the behind the scene things that took place as I was being recruited by Auburn. Someone said that I enjoy my time on the plains. Yes, I did. Auburn was a great place, and I will tell you, I took full advantage of everything that Auburn had to offer, from the supper club to all the all the clubbing there. As a matter of fact, just hey, it's almost behind me now. But I remember I was partying so much that I literally almost flunked out of school at Auburn, and I really had to get myself together, because if it was a party going on, your boy D-Rock was there. I mean, I partied from the ATL all the way down to Montgomery. I would go and party all night and come in and literally go to the bubble. I'm talking about staying up all night and just go to the bubble and do the morning workouts we had to do. And knowing that when I finished that workout, nope, I wasn't going to any classes that day. Yep, that's right. I know. People saying, not you, not now, not the preacher, man. Well, always remember, I wasn't always a preacher. Praise God for salvation. But listen, but yeah, I really enjoyed my time at Auburn. Love the lifelong friendships that have been established from my time at Auburn, and it's a beautiful place. So going down to Auburn is just like going home. So I love Auburn. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. And again, the only thing that I'm struggling with right now is seeing a team that I cannot identify. Okay, but listen, here's what I want you to do. Hold on to the word that I just shared with you a little bit earlier today in the podcast, which is what? Perseverance. So fight through it. Keep your head up. And I'll see you next week right back here on the Grow Podcast. So let's go, let's grow, and as always, let's keep it moving, people.